Hey, good evening. You know the drill. It's John. I'm playing Immaculate Grid, going for the low rarity score. Did all right yesterday. I did get 9 out of 9. I went I think sub 30. I think it was 26 or something like that. With my score yesterday, but there were no grid busters yesterday, which I thought was interesting that it gave me such pause on a couple of the categories. Tigers and Giants was one where I thought Daryl Evans would like do pretty well because he retired almost over 30 years ago, I think. But no, he took 11% in that category. So um, there were hundreds of options I could have gone with. And kudos to all of you in the comments who have been playing this along, posting your scores. A lot of people did really well yesterday. So kudos to you. Someone even had a ghost score. I think I know BLA 24 did well again, and several others of you beat my score and did really really well. So congrats to you guys. And hey, if you're still like, if some other people say, hey, my score wasn't as good, as long as you're having fun. I mean, that's my whole thing. As long as this is fun for you and you're enjoying it, play along and keep it up. It's life is hard, life is serious. And a break to the guess nine players in a sports ball game. It's kind of fun. And I enjoy doing it, and I'm gonna keep posting these videos, keep posting your scores. Love it. You guys are commenting, so really appreciate it. With that, let's get into it. Let's play a little bit. I'll bring it up. Yeah, you can see there was 147 choices for Tigers and Giants, and I was like Daryl Evans. At the end, I came up with Edgar Renteria, so that leaves 145 people that I, is what I think I'm a pretty avid baseball fan, is not able to come up with. I guess I was looking up Kenny Lofton. That was probably for, he would have worked here or here or here or here. So I guess Kenny Lofton would have worked for four teams. That's probably what I was looking up yesterday. All right, pound and refresh. Let's do it. Yep, Kenny Lofton will work there. Let's see. So we got White Sox, Orioles, 40 home run season along the top. And then on the side here, we've got Astros, Angels, and 500 career home runs. So I mentioned Kenny Lofton will work up here. Carlos Lee will also work. So I'll keep those guys handy. I think, let's see. Let's start with the 40 home run column, at least for the first couple here, because I should be able to name everybody. Um, 40 home runs with the Houston Astros. You got Bagwell, you got Berkman. You have Richard Hidalgo in the 2000 season. Moises Alou, I don't think quite gets there. I want to say 38 in 1998. Um, so he won't work. And I don't think anyone prior to Bagwell ever did it. Like, you had guys like Glenn Davis and Jim Wynn. Jose Cruz was more known for his legs. I don't think there's a 40 homer guy in there. Um, and let's see. So Bregman has done it. Bregman hit 41, I think, in 2019. So he'll probably do really well. I think Hidalgo, of the people I've listed so far, it definitely seems like Hidalgo is the person that's gonna do the best as far as lowest rarity score. Just trying to think if I missed anyone along the way. Morgan Ensberg had a big year the year they went to the World Series against the White Sox. That should be a category. Is if they play in a prominent series against each other, you should name the series and you should get the points. But that's obviously not how it works. Anyway, Morgan Ensberg hit like 36 home runs that year. Don't think Carlos Lee, who does work here, I don't think he ever got to 40 with any team. So I think Hidalgo is the best option here. Let's see how he does. I'm going to predict single digits. I was right, 4%. But I think I hit everybody, and I think that's probably going to be the best choice. For our next trick, we have the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I think they're just the LA Angels now, formerly the California Angels. Um, and Pujols and Trout and Ohtani have all hit 40 home runs. Um, they're all recent players or current players, other than Pujols, who's recently retired. Troy Glaus hit 47 home runs in the 2000 season. I don't think Salmon ever did it. I don't think Guerrero did it as an Angel. He definitely did it with the Expos. Um, Reggie Jackson hit 39 home runs in the 1982 season, and that actually makes an appearance in my book. Hey, I get to make the plug. Baseball's Most Fun Frivolities by me, John Bowen. It'll be in the link. There will be a link in the description below this video. But I talked about how Reggie Jackson tied three separate Brewers for home run crowns during his career. And the last of those, with three different teams, mind you. And the last of those was tying Gorman Thomas in 1982. Obviously, the Brewers and the Angels faced off in the ALCS. And Gorman Thomas and Reggie Jackson tied with 39 home runs. But 39 is not 40. So I think once again, got a little bit of a grid buster here. I think Trout, Pujols, and Ohtani will take, and Pujols I think did it once and got to just exactly 40. But I think they'll take the bulk of these. And Troy Glaus, who, fun fact, didn't get a single top 10 MVP vote in 2000, led the league in home runs with 47, had a great year. I think it was an 8-WAR season. But he did not get a single, even 10th place MVP vote. It takes 18%. I guess if there's only 4 people, that's still about right. If you, I mean, maybe people didn't realize Pujols because I mean he was underwhelming as an Angel got there, but I still think there's only those 4 people. So we'll see if I was right about that. We'll see if I missed anyone. Anyway, let's move along here. Let's try to get 500 home runs. So with the White Sox, people have gotten to 500 home runs include Jim Thome, Ken Griffey Jr., played a half season with the White Sox. Frank Thomas, I think he'll probably be the most popular. They just Ruth no, Jimmy Fox no, Mickey Mantle no, Aaron no, Mays no, Pujols no, Murray no. I'm just ticking guys off, but I stopped going in order. Let's see. Anyone, I guess Ken Griffey Jr. I think is probably the least obvious because he only played that half season. But that's just of people I've thought of so far. Sheffield never played for the White Sox. No to Mel Ott, no to Ernie Banks, wrong team, wrong Chicago team. No to McCovey, no to Williams, no Mike Schmidt. Harmon Killebrew played for the Royals, I think, at the end of his career. Obviously, mostly a Twin, but played for the Royals at the end of his career, but not the White Sox. But he's a good one to keep in your back pocket. Frank Robinson, no. Mark McGwire, no. Oh, Sammy Sosa will work. Maybe Sammy Sosa is more problem than Ken Griffey Jr., actually. I'm gonna go with Sosa. Ooh, but Sosa could work here too. So this is a strategy. So all right, so Sosa will work for either the White Sox or the Orioles. Your other Orioles, though, are Eddie Murray, Rafael Palmeiro, and I don't think anyone played for the Browns. Who would work here? Man, so there's a few grid busters here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Ken Griffey Jr. here. Unless I can think of someone I'm just not thinking of with the Orioles, but I think it's going to be Griffey and Sosa will be the Frank Robinson is too obvious, I think. Like he won a triple crown in 2 World Series with the Orioles. He can't be that obscure. 586 career home runs. Yeah, let's go Griffey. So he takes 10%. Let's see how Sammy Sosa does. He takes 8%. All right. Well, the grid is more or less busted, I think. I'm not sure that I could have done better than what I did, but I'll keep playing. I'll see if I come up with like a more like a better, more obscure person who dipped into Baltimore. Reggie Jackson. That was the answer. That was the answer. I should have gone Reggie Jackson for the Orioles because he played one season, which I wrote about in my book in that same chapter, and then I could have gone Sosa for the White Sox. That was the optimal play. Oh well. Let's go Mel Ott here. He'll work. 2%. All right. And now we should start making progress here. I know Steve Finley played for both teams. Finley works for the entire NL West, but is a little bit more obscure with these two teams. He goes sub 1%. Aubrey Huff over here. Anyone better? Uh, no, never mind. Wrong notorious trade. He goes sub 1%. All right. Carlos Lee strikes me as pretty obvious. I think Dotel works. Um, let's see. Let's come down here for a second. Angels and White Sox. Actually, all three of these teams were basically in the quote Final Four along with the Cardinals in 2005. The World Series the White Sox ended up winning. They beat the Angels en route to playing the Astros, who they also beat. Not really relevant here. Just thought I'd point it out. I want to say Brian Downing. Did he play like a season with the White Sox, or am I making that up? Ooh, I got one. Jim Abbott played, I think, a season with the White Sox and had a few good years with the Angels there. Oh, 4%. Okay. Might have been better with the Brewers. He also played a season with the Brewers, was terrible. I mean, he's at the end of his career. But he got 2 hits. And a one-armed pitcher getting 2 hits is something that'll warm your heart every day. So, let's see. Grid's already pretty much down there, or up there, I guess. Let's see here. Pretty sure Dotel works. And yeah, I think that'll actually play better than Carlos Lee. Like Dotel has a certain base level of like what he'll get just for being Octavio Dotel. Let's see. Some other I mentioned Kenny Lofton work. He also has kind of that base level. So it's interesting. Let's see who does better between Kenny Lofton and Octavio Dotel. I think Lofton will do a little bit better. He only played a half. He started his career with Houston, played a half season with the White Sox before being traded to the Giants. That was in 2002. I swear I didn't look that up when I had Lofton up earlier. I was looking at it from the previous day's grid. Let's get him in there. Kenny Lofton. Score of 48. That's my highest in a while, having gotten it. I've blown it a few times, but getting all 9 and getting a 48 is my highest score in a while. Lofton only did 1% though, so this dance is what I messed up. I'm firmly convinced that my correct route was Reggie Jackson for the Orioles, his one season, 1976, which I wrote about in my book, and then taking Sosa over to the White Sox, which I also sort of wrote about in my book because I talked about Harold Baines and how he kept coming back to both of these teams. Harold Baines was traded, actually in this case from the White Sox to the Rangers, for Sammy Sosa. So I wrote about that in my book a little bit. Sosa would have been a better pick over here. So let's just make sure that I'm not missing anyone. I got all 4 for both of these teams. And let's see here. I've got 5 and 6. I had said Thomas, Tomey, Griffey, and Sosa. Over here, I'd said Murray, Palmero, Robinson, Jackson. So it seems like I'm missing one from each. This will just be the same one, so we'll have to figure it out. But let's see. If I do this, Baltimore should be near the top, right? So we got Frank Robinson, Reggie Jackson. Oh yeah, Jim Thome briefly played for the Orioles, so maybe that was the right play there. And Manny Ramirez was the other one I missed. Manny Ramirez played a few games with the White Sox. I vaguely recall that. All right. Well, it was a higher score than normal. I'll play around with this, but I don't think I was gonna do. I could have done a lot better down here, but I don't think I was gonna do any better here. I think Hidalgo and Gloss were probably, even though Gloss was 18%, I think he was optimal here. But I'll play it on my phone and find out if I was right. In any event, this was fun as always. Keep the comments and the likes coming. I love it. I appreciate it. And I just like talking baseball with y'all. It's a lot of fun. So have a good night, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Peace.